Welcome to today's tapping session to clear anxiety and fear from the root so you can feel safe in your body again, even amidst uncertain times. Welcome to all the live creative rebels. Welcome to all the replay creative rebels on YouTube. Hello, YouTube family. Let this tap meet you at this moment and support you, sustain you, catalyze you to new depths of unearthing safety and calm and stability and regulation and balance inside your being, inside your mind, inside your nervous system, and therefore rippling out into every area of your life. So, we're going to begin by laying the foundation of what EFT is, how today's practice is going to go, and set some intentions. And then we're going to dive in. We're going to start with a little breath work to downregulate our nervous systems, to connect our mind and our bodies, to clear the energy field, clear stagnation. And then we're going to move into the tapping practice. And then at the end, I'll also be sharing some journaling questions in the comments that you can use to integrate this practice, because that's also really important. Your own process of self-reflection, your own process of embodiment and integration. This is how we carry it into our lives, right? Where tapping goes very deep, it moves very fast, and we're going into the subconscious, into the somatic body, into the nervous system, into our own spiritual wounds that we've brought from either past lives or have been activated this life, that we're here to process, to heal, to transform, transmute, and alchemize. So I want us to just ground and center in the energy of the phoenix right now. The idea that this animal rising from the ashes, and here in Los Angeles, we have literal ashes we are rising from on on our streets, in our spirits, in our hearts. New timelines, new dimensions, a lot of grief, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, but also the capacity to transform, transmute, and alchemize that into our greatest comeback story yet, into the best plot twist of our narrative yet, into a new initiation of a new perception of a reality, a new program, a new destiny, parallel timelines, quantum shifts, quantum leaps. So, EFT, what is emotional freedom techniques? Why do I talk about it all the time? Why is it your new go-to modality to heal, transform, activate your highest chosen timeline, and just like revolutionize your life in every capacity? So I'm trained in a very specific kind of emotional freedom techniques, but we'll just lay the foundation of what EFT is first. So EFT, or tapping, is a combination of modern psychology, Chinese medicine, and neuroplasticity that helps us rewire, reprogram, recondition our mind, body, nervous system to a healthier, more empowering perspective. So it's used it can be used on anything. Essentially, where there is emotion, you can use tapping. If you have a backache, everyday stress, sleep challenges, severe PTSD, it's used a lot with war veterans, and it's evidence-based, it's science-backed, it moves so quickly, and it's also used for high performance, for rewiring limitations, for activating new capacities to receive abundance and success, and living in alignment with our highest visions and dreams. And the Dream Awake method takes it such a step further. It's like tapping 2.0, I've been told. It's the next level. It combines somatic movement, breath work, and quantum healing to literally ignite a new destiny for you today. Every time you come back to this tap, it's yours. And I encourage you to come back to it. So sometimes I have a thought in my head and then it runs away and it's going to come back, and I trust that's going to happen. So there's this beautiful dance that happens in tapping where the way it can work best for us, for you, And what makes it so theatrical and why I love it so much as an actress and just also such a kinesthetic learner and mover through the world is that we're here to feel it all. So I really encourage you to be present with whatever is coming up and meet it with acceptance, with love, with compassion and empathy, because that's ultimately the healing solvent. When we go into those crevices and contractions, when we go into the resistance, when we go into the limitations, when we go into the pain and we meet it with the love it never received at that moment in time, we're literally going back through the timeline, bringing, I mean, it's all happening now in the quantum field, but for our linear logical human minds, we're going back in the timeline, meeting that moment with love and compassion and empathy and grace, and we're literally rewiring the program in our brains. We're choosing a new empowering way. It's love that dissolves the protective pattern, so then we can go in and say, is this serving me? Is this not serving me? Let's rewire a new way. And then we're going to spend some time installing those positive visions of what we want to be experiencing more of, and we're going to begin to habitualize it. And why tapping is so powerful is that it's psychosomatic. It's the mind and the body, it's the nervous system, it's the spirit, it's the energy, it's the emotion. All parts of self come in for healing all at once. So it's also very normal to experience sensations of burping, yawning, hiccuping, crying, shaking, tingling, maybe even a bit of nausea or feeling a little tired. This is all our body's way of processing the movement of energy. Trust that tapping, the genius and intelligence of this modality is going where it needs to. The wisdom of your body is moving through things as it needs to. So allow that to happen. Allow yourself to surrender to that process. And what I want to touch on is that this fine dance we have of meeting a growth edge, of meeting a moment and saying, I feel really uncomfortable right now, but I know I'm going to feel better on the other side once I move through this, versus I really am feeling triggered. I don't feel resourced to look at this. I'm going to return back to finding safety in my body, and I'll come back to this at another moment. So we're in this dance the whole time, and it really inspires you to ignite your own sacred inner authority, your own inner guidance system that says, yes, yes, my soul's ready to do this, versus I need to take it a little more slowly. I need to come back to my breath. I need to come back to tapping on my chest, finding my center. So I'm going to be checking in throughout the tap to make sure that we do that. So you can always come back to your chest right here, breathe, and just repeat to yourself, I am safe, I am safe, it's possible, I'm safe, I'm choosing to believe I'm safe, I'm safe. Okay, I just wanted to note that because it does bring up a lot of stuff, but we're going to move through it together. So stick with me. The current might get a little stronger in the middle of this practice, but we're gonna get to the other side and you're gonna feel so much better, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself and immediately witness the results. Right? You're going to feel more stable, more regulated, that post-tapping buzz, that post-tapping glow, expanded, connected, open to miracles, and maybe also a little tired, maybe also just free to just be and release. And then this gets to ripple out throughout your life. This is how these emotional processes work. We never know what exactly is going to open, but new things will all the time. What I've learned as a facilitator of this method and using it in my own life is that when we come back to our power, when we come back to our alignment, when we come back to opening the love in our heart, we literally open the capacity for miracles in our careers, in our finances, in our health, in our relationships. I'm talking out of the blue, magnificent manifestations coming to us because we've cleared the field to now receive them. So I also want to say that if you're here, when you're here, I just want to applaud you, Creative Rebel, for doing this deep and profound and necessary inner work. This is brave fucking work. This is incredibly brave work. And I know that I attract a lot of courageous AF artistic leaders of the new paradigm, of the new artistic paradigm, because you're not hiding anymore. You're not choosing to distract. You're not choosing to push away. You are choosing to show the F up, look at yourself, your consciousness, your soul in the face, in the heart, in the nervous system, in your life, and say, I'm choosing to use this challenge or obstacle or limitation as a catalyst to my next level, as a catalyst to heal and transform my own life and support other people's lives, as a catalyst to initiate my next iteration in my highest chosen timeline. So I applaud you, and I really want to make sure we know you know the depth of your bravery and courage, because this is what our souls came to the planet for. And it's a miracle to share it with you. And I'm so happy to be here with you. So let's just take a deep breath into that. Let it all out with a sigh. Amazing, amazing. Let's take a sip of water before we begin. If you have a journal close by, that's great. If you want to take some notes, make sure you have this time for yourself right now. This is your personal practice. So turn off phones, close your tabs, let's be here together. And I also want to say, typically in our group sessions, I use music. I love using music and tapping. It really allows us to drop into deeper emotional registers of evocation and touching those deeper corners of ourselves, and also igniting higher versions of ourselves. But because this is on YouTube, I can't use the copyright music of so many amazing musicians that I admire, but you're still going to have a deep and profound and radical practice. Some one-on-one clients love music, some prefer no music. So it's nice to have options as well. And again, you're going to be so deep in your own internal process, you might not even notice. So let's just roll our shoulders, settling into this space together. Settling into the space, feeling our hips, our tush, our sits bones on the floor, the cushion, the couch, the bed, feeling the alignment of our spine. Maybe we want to move our neck. And I just want to call into the space the energy of the phoenix, the colors, the textures, the sensation, the mythic properties and qualities of this bird, of this archetype, essentially. It's more than just a bird, it's a mythic figure that we can all relate to. And ultimately, we are going through this process of death and rebirth all the time, especially as artists. I mean, that's the most natural part of life. It's only atrophy, however you say that, that is actually not conducive to the actual flow of life, because there's no the earth, life force energy, the cosmos always expanding, always moving, always growing. And when we tap into that flow, which is our birthright, which is who we are, then we get to also move with that. Remember that when we go into these inner programs, this is the most profound work we can do. We're in the quantum here. We're beyond the 3D logical realm of having to push and shove and hustle and grind. We're going deep into the subconscious, deep into the soma, deep into the nervous system, deep into the cosmos, and healing, transforming, shifting, and aligning that energy to higher, more abundant timelines and perspectives. So we're going to begin with this beautiful breathwork practice that is just going to help us ground into the body. It's actually going to help us cool and calm our nervous systems. We're going to move down into a parasympathetic state, that is our rest and digest. This is really supportive of managing anxiety, healing anxiety. It can support you with sleeping. It's called left nostril breathing. I'm a certified breathwork practitioner with Dream Awake EFT tapping, but I'm also initiating a new level of that right now. So it's really fun to share it with you. So we are going to be the mudra that's encouraged with this breathwork practice is a little hard for me. My hand just doesn't seem to be that flexible. It's a Vishnu mudra, also known as the balancing gesture. But my teacher is also sharing that we can modify it. And also I found it allows me deeper connection with my seventh energy center, with the third eye space. So we're going to place our first two fingers here. We're going to have our thumb available for the right nostril, and then our ring finger for the left nostril. So we're going to be taking inhales through the left nostril, exhaling through the right nostril. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. And this is connecting us more to that divine feminine energy, that sacred feminine energy, that lunar energy, cooling and calming and opening and softening, releasing and regulating. So we're going to do 8 of those. And on the 9th, we're going to do a top hold and let it out with a sigh. This is just to settle into the space and connect our mind, body, and breath in this moment here right now. So before I begin anything, I say Vinimanyan Nachali, attention begin. I've had that since Russian theater school in Uzbekistan. So we're going to begin here. We're going to put our thumbs on our right nostril and we're going to inhale through the left. And we're going to start right now. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling and closing the left nostril, exhaling with the right. Inhaling with the left. Taking your time, exhaling with the right. Inhaling with the left. Out with the right. Beautiful. Letting every breath deepen, every breath soften, every breath touch new parts of you. Exhaling with the right. Inhaling with the left. Out through the right. Amazing. Just a few more. Inhale with the left. Out with the right. On the inhale, dropping deep into the lower belly, filling up the lungs all the way up. Exhaling through the right. 2 more. Cooling and calming. Healing and grounding. Exhaling it out. And on this one, we're going to take a top hold. Hold the breath at the top, filling yourself up, feeling those sensations, filling yourself up wholesomely with the breath, letting it all out with an audible sigh. Beautiful. Just feeling into any new levels of awareness, new textures and sensations in the body. That cool, calming sensation, clarity in the mind. Feeling yourself more grounded and present and open in the space right now. Beautiful work. Gently glide your hands up underneath the collarbones. We're going to begin by massaging the emotional well and tuning into the fear and anxiety you're currently feeling in your life right now, how it's presenting itself, how it's affecting your day, how it feels to wake up in the morning, and tuning into the unique fear and anxiety you feel in your own life right now. And just know that in this process, when we meet these moments and these parts of us, it's also normal for certain numbness or certain new discoveries and clarity to come through once we move through that initial surface level sensation and we drop deeper into what's actually going on at the root. So just tuning into all that's coming up for you, and we're going to meet it with love and acceptance and presence right now. Let's take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. Gorgeous. Tapping the center of the chest. Repeating after me. I'm going to make a script for us. And if what I say is inaccurate to your experience, you go on and tell me what is. If I say I'm feeling really scared and anxious, but you're feeling really angry and frustrated, you say that. Okay? And if you don't know what to say, give what I have a go and see how it feels in your body, mind, and nervous system. Okay, repeating after me. I'm experiencing a lot of fear and anxiety right now. I am overwhelmed by fear and anxiety right now. In fact, fear and anxiety is all I friggin' feel. And this has been a lot to carry. This has been a lot to handle. From the fires in Los Angeles to the global climate to my own personal life and career. I feel a lot of fear and anxiety right now. I've been really struggling with this. And even though I feel so much fear and anxiety, and I'm not quite sure how to move through this, I'm open to loving and accepting myself anyways. I'm open to holding myself in compassion in this moment. It's possible. I'm still worthy of love. Exactly as I am. Take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. Tapping in between the eyebrows, all this fear and anxiety. All this fear and anxiety. Tapping the temples, running rampant in my life. It's spiraling out of control. Tapping underneath the eyes. In fact, all I feel is fear and anxiety. Tapping underneath the nose. All I think are fear and anxiety-based thoughts. Tapping underneath the lips. I go to bed at night with fear and anxiety. I wake up in the morning with fear and anxiety. I have my coffee with fear and anxiety. Tapping all over the chest. In fact, these are companions I don't really want to have. But they're trying to get my attention. This fear and anxiety is trying to tell me something. Tapping the front of the ribs. Even though I don't know what it is. Tapping the side of the ribs. Even though it's wreaking havoc on my nervous system. My adrenal system. My peace and balance in my life. My calm mind. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. I'm spiraling out from fear and anxiety. And I just want you to tune into that sensation. How the fear and anxiety, that low humdrum feeling, that visceral acidity moving in your body, in your stomach, in your throat, in your chest, the knots, the tightness, the tension, the smallness, the shutdown. We're just going to feel it right now. What's been happening? Allow yourself to fully feel it. Take a slow, deep breath in. Let it all out. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. I love and deeply accept myself. Exactly as I am. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. And it's possible I can accept this fear and anxiety. Tapping the middle finger by the nail. And I just want you to tune into how you feel when I say that. It's possible I can accept this fear and anxiety. Even though part of me doesn't want to. Even though part of me wants to run the other way. Even though part of me wants to anesthetize and numb out and distract myself from this really uncomfortable feeling in my body. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. But that hasn't really been working for me. That hasn't really been making the fear and anxiety go away. In fact, it's been making my fear and anxiety worse. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. Because I've been in complete resistance to it. And I just want you to tune into your life right now, how you've been pushing against this uncomfortable feeling in your body, the resistance to it, not wanting to feel it, wanting to suppress it, wanting to push it away, wanting to numb it out, wanting to anesthetize, wanting to distract, and all the things we do to avoid these feelings. We're not judging it, we're not shaming it. We're just observing it. This is where our free will comes into play, tapping the side of the hand. I have not wanted to feel this fear and anxiety. I've done everything I can to avoid this feeling. And that makes total sense. It's so uncomfortable and overwhelming. Part of me is afraid that if I let myself feel it, I'll get swallowed up by it. And let's just hold that part of us in compassion. Because a lot of us were never taught how to move through really dense and intense emotions. But ultimately, these feelings are just wanting to be felt. Emotion is energy and motion. And the paradox is true. The inverse is true. It's actually when we allow ourselves to feel them, when we accept them, we're able to neutralize them and transform them while unlocking the gift they're here to give us, because there's always wisdom and intelligence in the pain, and there's always a payoff to the pain. So we're just gonna maybe open our capacity to maybe accept the intensity we're feeling. How does that sound? Yes, let's do it. Let's take a deep breath in here. Let it out. Amazing. I'm open to maybe accepting how I feel. It's possible that by actually letting myself feel into the fear and anxiety, I can neutralize it. I can transform it. I can alchemize it. I can unlock its gifts. And I'm open to maybe trying that right now. Because my old way of dealing with this hasn't really been working. Tapping in between the eyebrows. And I just want you to tune in to how you've been dealing with the fear and anxiety up until this moment. What your go-to distracting pattern, protective pattern, coping pattern is to not feel this feeling, tapping or feelings. Tapping the temples. So maybe you scroll on social media. Maybe you get in a fight with your spouse. Maybe you exercise a lot, or maybe you eat certain things, or maybe you just watch Netflix and totally chill out, or maybe you just check out from your body. So we're just going to hold this, observe this in love and compassion. Even though I've been avoiding these feelings, tapping underneath the nose, by doing, tell me what you've been doing, avoiding, distracting, numbing, anesthetizing, tapping underneath the lips. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping all over the chest. I'm open to forgiving myself for not quite knowing how to move through this. I never learned how to move through this. Tapping the front of the ribs. I never learned how to move through such intense and dense sensations in my body. Tapping the side of the ribs. How to move through and heal and transform such rampant thoughts in my mind. Tapping the inside of the right wrist and just being aware that we can never think greater than how we feel. So even if you're having, or most likely having, a rampage of really intense thoughts, we have to get to the energetic emotional root to actually elevate, transform, transmute, alchemize, neutralize those thoughts. The feeling comes first. The feeling always comes before the thoughts, and what becomes before the feeling? It's the energy. I forgive myself for not knowing how to move through this. Tapping the side of the thumb. I've been doing the best I can with the resources and awareness I have. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. I've been just trying to survive. I've just been trying to survive. Holding yourself in deep empathy and compassion on this next inhale for doing the very best you can with the awareness and resources that you have. A slow, deep breath of compassion for these parts of you. In. Tapping the middle finger by the nail. I love and deeply accept myself exactly as I am. Right now in this moment, I'm choosing to be present with these uncomfortable feelings in my body. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. It's possible that by being present with them, by accepting and maybe even loving them, I can unlock their wisdom. I can process and alchemize them. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. I can transmute and transform them. Tapping the side of the hand. Perhaps these really intense sensations are a gateway to a new destiny for me. And I'm exactly where I need to be. And I haven't been forgotten or bypassed or ignored by the universe. Perhaps this is exactly where I need to be. Meeting these parts of myself right now in this moment to revolutionize my own consciousness, my own dreams, my own inner peace, and to gift this newfound energy back to the collective so it can bless my life and the life of all those on the planet and beyond. Take a slow, deep breath in. Exhale it out. Gorgeous, tapping all over the head. So I just want you to tune right now into how you're feeling. Has the fear and anxiety, has it gone down? Has it gone up? That's totally normal. If things go up in tapping, that just tells us there was some numbness there, and now we're actually getting to what's rooted below the surface. So you're doing an amazing job, but we're going to go a little deeper and you're going to feel so much better. So I want you to tune into tapping in between the brows, the fear and anxiety you're feeling right now in your life at this moment, with these new awareness, with this new awareness, with our opening sequence, dipping into these emotions that we so often want to avoid, tapping the temples. And if you were to rate your current experience of fear and anxiety in your body on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense, 0 being like, I am so cool, chill, calm, where would you be on this scale right now? And this is important to make note of when we come back to this tap in the future, so you can measure your progress. As I said, tapping underneath the eyes. Tapping moves things so fast in a mere matter of sessions. You can move from a very intense state to a nullified state, to zero, to wondering if you ever struggled with this in the first place. And now I remember what I wanted to share at the beginning was I used to struggle with anxiety for over 10 years. I'll talk about that in the end because I don't want to interrupt the process, but it's this method that literally saved my life. So that's why I just love sharing it with you so freaking much. Tapping underneath the nose. Even though I'm currently at tell me the number. Tapping underneath the lips. Even though I'm currently at tell me the number. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping all over the chest. I'm choosing to hold my current state of being in love and compassion. I'm choosing to forgive myself for not knowing a better way. I'm finding a better way right now. I'm growing a new gift right now. I'm igniting a whole new timeline for myself right now. I'm transmuting this past trauma into my greatest transformation yet right now. Tapping the front of the ribs. And I'm really, really proud of myself. I'm really, really proud of myself. Goodness, we don't say this enough. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm celebrating myself for being here. I'm honoring my courage and grit. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. I'm so proud of myself for showing up for my soul's mission, for my artistic dreams, for my greatest expression yet. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. I deserve my own recognition here. I deserve to see and celebrate and value myself. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. Instead of waiting for the world to give it to me, I'm choosing to give it to me first. I'm choosing to fill up my own well, to generate that magnetic field of magic if in my life and career. Tapping the middle finger by the nail, just tuning into how you can be so proud of yourself for being here in this moment with me. Honoring yourself, celebrating yourself, deepening that worthiness, deepening that enoughness. And ironically, when we actually pour into ourselves, when we reconnect with our wholeness, with our enoughness, with our deservability, with our worthiness, everything outside of us begins to mirror that. Knowing that this internally, this is the whole game. Everything else is a hologram. It's an illusion, but this is the inner game. This is where the work happens. And we can be so proud of ourselves for showing up at this moment in time, space, and motion. Take a deep breath in, release a sigh. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And I'm choosing to celebrate myself as I move through all this uncomfortability. I'm choosing to celebrate myself as I meet this fear and anxiety with love. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger, because all parts of me deserve to be met with love. All parts of me deserve to be met with love. Tapping the side of the hand. All parts of me deserve to be met with love. Take a slow, deep breath in here. Release a sigh. Beautiful, tapping all over the head. So we're going to tune right now back into our number, back into our anxiety, how those sensations show up in the body. When you're feeling triggered, when you're feeling really anxious, when you're feeling really fearful, We're going to summon a moment right now, a moment in time that feels most activated for you, that feels most charged up, that feels most intense, when you're feeling really overwhelmed, really triggered, when those stress hormones are like churning through your system, the adrenaline gets pumped, the cortisol is like surging through your body, your mind is spinning out. You don't know where to turn. You're not thinking clearly. Your breath is really shallow. When our sympathetic state gets activated, which is a natural part of being human and a gift at certain moments, we need that. But it's that chronic state of that. It's not being able to be free of it, that chronic stress that can be so detrimental to our entire system. Feeling into that. And we're going to drop into a moment either today or last week, or maybe it's something that happened in the last month, or maybe it happened a few years ago. Maybe it happened when you were a child, when this feeling was so activated, when you or first began to feel this way. But whatever the subconscious is giving us right now in this moment is exactly what we need to be with. So trust your body, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, and let's be with the moment that you're feeling right now. Tapping the temples, all this fear and anxiety. I feel it in my chest, tapping underneath the eyes. I feel it in my stomach and my gut. I feel it in my throat and my mind. It just feels like chaos all around me. Tapping underneath the nose. This anxiety and fear feels like, tell me what it feels like. Tapping underneath the lips. This anxiety and fear feels like, tell me what it feels like. What's the texture? Is it heavy? Is it tense? Is it sticky? Is it metallic? Is it oozing? Is it prickly? Is it acidic? Tapping all over the chest. This anxiety in my, where does it live in the body? Feels really, tell me how it feels. Tapping the front of the ribs. This is really uncomfortable. This is really uncomfortable in my body. Tapping the side of the ribs, all this fear and anxiety running rampant in my life. Tapping the inside of the right wrist, causing chaos, causing drama, causing confusion, disconnecting me from my true self, disconnecting me from my true power, disconnecting me from my authenticity and joy, disconnecting me from my peace and calm. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail, all this anxiety and fear. This is a lot to handle. I just want you to tune into how the anxiety and fear then ripples out into your life, how it affects your relationships, how it affects how you show up for your work or career. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail, how it affects your self-image, self-concept, self-talk, how it makes you think about the future in the worst case scenario, and how those worst case scenarios run amok a mile a minute in your mind, and you can't seem to break free from your thoughts, and you're a prisoner of your thoughts, and then it keeps triggering more of the same emotions, and it's this whole like cycle, tornado, hurricane of all these insanely intense stress hormones churning in your system. Feel that fully. Take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. I've been really trying to deal with this. I've been really trying to manage this fear and anxiety. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger, and it hasn't really been working. It hasn't really been working. My needs have not been getting met here. My needs have not been getting met here. tapping the inside of the pinky finger. So in this moment now, if it's safe for you to do so, I mean, obviously you're not, you're tapping at home in a sacred space, but if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, we're going to tune into that moment, either that happened today, last week, back in the timeline of when you felt most triggered, most anxious, most fearful. Because ultimately, it's a pattern that has not fully been processed in our nervous systems, in our subconscious, in our somatic bodies. The issues are in the tissues, that's getting reactivated. It's a program that's been instilled, usually a protective pattern or a coping pattern or a defense mechanism to help keep us safe, because that is the number one priority of our subconscious and our nervous system, is to keep us safe. So the alarm bells are ringing. I'm not safe. I'm not safe. I'm not safe. So we're going to go into that moment right now. And I want you to pull it up as if you're witnessing this moment on a movie screen in front of you, tapping the side of the hand. The moment that just occurred, the moment 10 years ago, the moment 25 years ago, or just the first moment you remember feeling this way. If a full image or moment scene can't be conjured, that's okay. We just need the feeling. We're going to work with the feeling and trust that it's enough, that you're enough, that your subconscious is enough, that you got this. And we're going to be with this right now. So I want you to see yourself on that screen in the moment when this fear and anxiety got super, super activated in you. When something happened, when something traumatic happens, we have a very intense emotional response, and that's what gets imprinted in our neural networks, in our emotional reactivity to this intense moment. We're trying to protect, we're trying to conserve, we're trying to keep ourselves safe. So we're just going to witness the moment of either someone said something, or something happened, or you got a phone call, or there was something out your window, or you were told to leave a certain space, or whatever it is. I want you to witness that moment happening, seeing yourself on the screen as if it's a movie, seeing that pivotal moment in your life, in your memory bank, in your consciousness, in your limbic brain, how it imprinted in your nervous system, just being with that moment right now and witnessing how you shut down, how you contracted, how you closed yourself off, how static was then in the space, how you just had to keep yourself safe. And we're going to take a deep breath in with that. Let it out with a sigh. Tapping all over the head. I was just trying to keep myself safe. I was just trying to keep myself safe. Because in that moment, I didn't feel safe. In that moment, I didn't feel safe. Tapping in between the brows. Instead, in that moment, I felt, what did you feel instead of safety? Instability, lack of security, lack of love, lack of connection, lack of compassion, shock, trauma, grief, tapping the temples. I didn't feel safe in that moment. In fact, I felt really unsafe, tapping underneath the eyes. So my body shut down. Parts of me contracted, tapping underneath the nose. My nervous system was doing everything it could to protect me, tapping underneath the lips. And I'm so thankful it could support me in that way, in that moment. Tapping all over the chest. I'm so thankful for the innate intelligence of my body. I'm so thankful for the innate intelligence of my nervous system. I'm so thankful for the innate intelligence of my subconscious. Tapping the front of the ribs. My body was doing everything it could to keep me safe. And I'm grateful for that. Tapping the side of the ribs. because I felt so unsafe in that moment. I felt so deeply unsafe in that moment. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. And even though I felt unsafe in that moment, I'm choosing to love and forgive and accept myself anyways. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. Even though I felt so unsafe in that moment, it's possible my love can help me process this. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. Even though I felt so scared and afraid and anxious and alone in that moment, it's possible I can bring support and compassion and empathy to these shut down parts of me. Tapping the middle finger. And it's possible I deserve to feel safe in my mind, body, and nervous system. And in every aspect of my life. Right now, in that moment, and in this moment, exactly as I am. Take a slow, deep breath in. Amazing. Tapping the opposite side, the next finger. So we're going to tune back into that moment on the screen of when the issue or challenge or event took place, the circumstance that made you go from open to close, from safety to shutdown, from play to protection. We're going to be with that moment now, and I really encourage you to feel it. This is where the healing happens. This is where the purging happens. This is where the alchemization happens. So really let yourself get on the edge of these uncomfortable feelings, how they move and feel weird and icky and sticky and gooey and tight in the body. I want you to really tune into those textures, those sensations of when you just felt you had to protect yourself, close down, shut down, stay safe because the world wasn't safe, or certain family members didn't feel safe, or the situation didn't feel safe, or you felt just forgotten by the universe, feeling all of that right now. And in this moment of trigger, of trauma, of shutdown and compassion, I want you to witness in the corner of the frame your higher self entering the space. Your higher self is an energy, an embodiment of absolute love, unconditional compassion, unencumbered by the egoic self. This is pure love, a phone line to the divine, and your higher self is swooping into the scene and wrapping you up in their arms, wrapping you up and holding you and rocking you, holding you and soothing you, holding you and witnessing you and just letting you be in the intensity and also in all this love at the same time. Take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. Beautiful, tapping the inside of the pinky finger. And in the arms of your higher self, allowing those sensations, those intentions, that overflow of love and compassion and empathy and grace to just touch your skin, to touch any parts of you that feel tense, any muscles or fibers or bones or cells or reactive patterns or limitations in the mind or body or nervous system that's pushing against the love. These parts of you are being met and held with love, with compassion, with presence, with just a raw witness, seeing you fully in this moment, holding you in safety and protection and security in this moment. Take a slow, deep breath in. Tapping the side of the hand. It's possible I am safe in the arms of my higher self. It's possible I can let go just a little bit in the arms of my higher self. It's possible I can open myself to receive some love in the arms of my higher self, because I deserve this love and safety and protection. I deserve to have my needs met in this moment. And it's possible my higher self can give it to me. It's possible my higher self is the solvent for so much pain. I'm open to maybe receiving the love from my higher self right now. It's possible it's exactly what my soul needs and my body needs to feel safe, stable, and secure. Because I deserve to feel safe, stable, and secure right here, right now. Take a slow, deep breath in. Let it out. Amazing, tapping all over the head. And I just want you to tune into the parts of you that are resisting the presence, the love, the embrace of your higher self, or even resisting the notion that your higher self exists and is here to support you right now and is here to support you and guide you and uplift you at any moment. Feeling into the parts of you that are pushing back, that are saying, no, it won't work. How can this help? What's the point? Why am I tapping on my face? How is this even effective? I'm going to go back to feeling really anxious and afraid once this is over. Just holding, feeling into all these parts of us, however it makes you squirm, however it makes you angry, however it makes you feel hopeless and afraid, however it makes you feel resistant, however it makes you feel shut down. And even those parts of you are being met with love right here, right now. Take a slow, deep breath in. Allowing the presence and acceptance, empathy, compassion, and pure witnessing of your higher self to meet all those parts, all that residue, all that static, all that stagnation, all that resistance to the love. It's possible I'm worthy of receiving love here. Tapping in between the eyes. It's possible I'm worthy of receiving safety and stability in my mind, body, and nervous system here. Tapping the temples. It's possible that by meeting this pain with my love and the love of my higher self and all of the universe, tapping underneath the eyes, I can transform it. I can soften the rough edges. I can soothe and nurture it. I can give it what it needs. Tapping underneath the nose. And I just want you to tune into the part of you that still feels afraid, that still feels anxious, that still might feel fear, that is feeling pushback or resistance. And I just want you to drop in and tune into what this part of you needs to hear right now, to feel right now, to be reassured of right now. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. Maybe you need to know you're safe and taken care of. Maybe you need to know you're seen and supported. Maybe you need to know you're loved and cared for. Maybe you need to know you matter. Maybe you need to know that everything is going to be okay and even better than okay. Maybe you just need to be held in pure, raw, authentic presence and grace. Tapping all over the chest. This part of me needs. Tell me that need. This part of me needs. Tell me that need. Tapping the front of the ribs. And it's possible I'm worthy of having this need met. It's possible I deserve to have this need met. Tapping the side of the rib. My need is, tell me what it is. A hug, love, a tickle, reassurance, support, safety. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. And it's possible I'm worthy of receiving this. And it's possible it's way easier to receive this than I ever once thought possible. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. Maybe I can receive this kind of support now. Tapping the pointer finger. Maybe this need deserves to be met at the core and the root. Tapping the middle finger by the nail, because I'm worthy of having this need met in mind, body, and spirit. I am worthy of having this need met so it can bless my life. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger so I can heal and transform. So I can catalyze a whole new timeline. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. So I can be, do, and have the artist, person, creative being I'm here to become, express, and embody. Tapping the side of the hand. I deserve to have this need met. And I'm open to having this need met right here, right now. I'm open and ready to receive. And it's possible it's much easier than I think. Take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. Amazing, tapping all over the head, tuning into the part of you that's still feeling unstable, that's still feeling unsafe, that's still feeling pushed back to your higher self, that's still feeling confused or maybe resentful or maybe critical or maybe blame or shame or hopelessness. And in the arms of your higher self, a transmission is occurring, an exchange is happening. Your higher self is looking at you, looking into you, and sharing with you exactly what you need to hear, feel, think, receive in this moment to get that need met. This exchange is happening right now. And even if there's a part of you that wishes it was coming from someone else or somewhere else, your higher self is still meeting these parts of you with the message you need to hear, tapping in between the eyebrows with unconditional love, unconditional compassion, overflow of empathy and presence and peace and understanding. This transmission is taking place right now. Take a slow, deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Tapping the temples. My higher self shared with me. Tell me what they shared with you. Maybe it was a verbal exchange. Maybe it was an intuitive hit. Maybe it was an inner knowing. Maybe it's just a feeling. Your body knows. Trust your body. Tapping underneath the eyes. My higher self shared with me. Tapping underneath the nose. My higher self shared with me. And it's possible this message is truth. Tapping underneath the lips. It's possible this message is truth. Tapping all over the chest. My higher self shared with me. What did they share with you? Speak it out loud. There's so much power in our voices. And it's possible I can believe this now. It's possible I can believe this message now. Tapping the front of the ribs. My higher self told me. Tell me what they told you. Tapping the side of the ribs. And it's possible this message can bless my life now. It's possible this message can heal and soften and open parts of me that are still shut down in fear. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. It's possible this message can nurture and sustain and soothe parts of me that are in resistance. It's possible this message can open my heart to new levels of love and trust and safety. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. Because I deserve to live a life full of love and trust and certainty and safety. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. And I'm choosing this for myself right now. Because I have that power. Woo. Tapping the middle finger by the nail. Because I have the power to choose. In every moment, I hold the power to choose and rewrite my destiny. And I'm choosing to recondition myself to a destiny of safety, of security, of love, of certainty, of trust and peace and faith. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. Because I deserve to live that kind of miraculous, balanced, and blessed life. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. And I'm repatterning myself for that perspective right now. I'm rewiring my brain for that new program. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm threading new timelines into my subconscious right now that support my desire to feel safe and secure and certain within my being, within my mind, within my body, within my nervous system, in every area of my life and career. I'm choosing safety and security now. And I'm choosing to cultivate this from the inside out. And I'm choosing to believe I have the power to do this. Tapping all over the head. I'm choosing to trust in the support of my higher self. I'm choosing to lean on my divine cosmic team. I'm choosing to believe that I have the whole universe behind me and to support me. Tapping in between the brows. Maybe it's possible the universe does have my back. Tapping the temples. Maybe it's possible I'm way more supported than I ever once conceived. Tapping underneath the eyes. Maybe it's possible that I'm in the right place at the right time and I have everything I need within me to heal and transform this moment. Tapping underneath the nose. Because I am the phoenix, rising from the ashes. I have the capacity to be reborn every time I choose it to be so. Tapping underneath the lips. I am that powerful. I am that capable. I am that magnificent. I am that unstoppable. I am that magnetic. I am that worthy. I am that deserving, exactly as I am. Tapping all over the chest. And I'm initiating a new timeline now. I'm choosing a whole new way of being. One that honors my true core values and desires. And the bedrock gets to be threaded with safety and security and stability from within. And just tuning into how that would feel in your life, creative rebel, when you're able to cultivate and generate that kind of safety and security and stability from within, from your connection to your truth, to your soul, to the universe, to the creator, to your higher self. When that alignment is in place, you are untouchable, you are unstoppable. Nothing can mess with you because you have that embodiment of that frequency. You're emanating that vibration and can only attract what matches it. When that clarity, when that alignment, when that safety and security is generated from within, it is a whole new dimension you are occupying right here, right now. Take a slow, deep breath in, release a sigh. Amazing. Tapping the front of the ribs. My higher self told me, tell me what they told you, or shared with you, or felt with you, or intuited to you. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I'm choosing this for myself now. I'm choosing to feel this caliber of safety and security inside of the right wrist. I'm choosing to think thoughts on the frequency of support and love and certainty. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. My higher self shared with me. And I'm choosing to believe this now. I am choosing to let this message thread into every area of my life. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail and just tuning into any residual parts of you that are still feeling like, I don't know, is this going to work? Is this going to last? What's the point? Am I going to have to come back and do this tap? Maybe. What a gift that is. You'll get to unlock new blessings. Just any part of you that's pushing back against this newfound awareness, this newfound love, this inner safety and security and stability. We're going to take a deep breath in. Let it out, tapping the middle finger. I'm choosing to release the resistance to the ease and safety I feel in my body in this moment. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. It's possible this is the greatest gift I can give myself and my life. Finding balance in my mind, body, and nervous system. Finding a new level of safety and security in my mind, body, and nervous system. Tapping inside the pinky finger. Unlocking a new barometer of certainty and trust and love in my mind, body, and nervous system. And just feeling into how the message of your higher self, how this newfound awareness, choice, gift, habit to thread in, deepen in, anchor in, root in security from the ground up, from the center of the earth. And if we need to call in Gaia, if we need to call in that Mama Earth energy, I want you to envision just a cord from your root energy center, our first energy center, dropping down through all the layers of the earth, meeting the core, wrapping around the core of the earth, giving it a little tug and pulling up that earth energy back into your root, moving up through your second center, your third center, your fourth center, your fifth center, your sixth center, your seventh center, your eighth center, all the way up to creator, source, universe, God, however you describe it, however it's personified for you. And feeling that groundedness, that protection, that connection with the earth with that anchor, with the root, and also extended up into the cosmos, into the center of source, just feeling that alignment, feeling that connection, feeling that protection, feeling like nothing can tamper with you or sway you or mess with you when you are aligned with the powers that be, that is your birthright, with life force, energy in its highest, most joyous, most abundant expression. Deep breath in, let it out. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm choosing safety and security now. I'm choosing love and certainty now. I'm choosing new ways of being that support me, that support my highest visions, and that support my deepest peace. Tapping all over the head. Because I deserve to feel calm and balanced and supported each and every day. As I move toward my dreams, but also as I live and enjoy my life. I'm ready to feel safe in my body now. I'm ready to befriend my thoughts. Tapping in between the brows. I'm ready to make peace inside my nervous system. Tapping the temples. So it becomes habitualized. So it becomes an automatic expression of its essence. Tapping all underneath the eyes. So that coherence between my mind and my heart is a natural state of being for me. Tapping underneath the nose. Knowing that I can come back to this state anytime I want. Tapping underneath the lips. Knowing that the more I tap and devote myself to these practices, the more I deepen my ability to generate this space with ease. So that it just becomes natural. Tapping all over the chest. Just like I once made fear and anxiety natural to my mind, body, and nervous system, so too can I make peace and balance and safety from within. Tapping the front of the ribs. I hold that kind of power. Tapping the side of the ribs. I hold that kind of capability. I'm a leader of the new artistic paradigm. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. I'm a creative rebel. I can literally create anything I want. I'm a phoenix rising from the ashes. Tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. And most importantly, I get to choose how I respond. I get to choose how I react. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. And instead of reacting from an outdated program or protective response, I'm choosing to generate new ways of reacting and responding that support me. Tapping the middle finger by the nail. And that this is the most loving thing I can do for myself. This is the most abundant thing I can do for myself. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. This is the most compassionate thing I can do for myself. This is the most important thing I can do for myself. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. This is an amazing expression of self-love and valuing myself and respecting myself and honoring myself. Tapping the side of the hand and coming home to my enoughness. Coming home to my worthiness. Coming home to all the miracles I deserve and beyond. Because we don't need to make ourselves be enough, make ourselves be valuable, make ourselves be worthy. It's actually the opposite. We're stripping away all patterns and programs and conditions and reactive patterns that came up at some point in a response to protect, to cope, to defend. But your true nature is worthiness. Your true nature is enoughness. Your true nature is abundance. Your true nature is safety. And we're now repatterning, reprogramming, habitualizing that. And the subconscious learns through repetition. And tapping, of course, greatly accelerates that because it's through the soma, through the tissues, through the mind and the body, psychosomatic. We're signaling new genes. But that it's also a practice and also a moment by moment choice. Knowing you can always come back to this tap, it's here for you again and again and again until you move down that intensity scale to 0 or wherever you feel best, tapping all over the head. I can choose safety right here, right now. And I'm choosing that new destiny for myself. I'm choosing to value and respect myself in new ways. And I'm doing that by ingraining and anchoring safety and security into my mind, body, and nervous system. Tapping the temples and habitualizing that. Tapping underneath the eyes. And making it so normal to me, I don't even have to think about it. Or try. Or make something happen. Tapping underneath the nose. It's just automatic. It's just my normal response. Tapping underneath the lips. And what would your life be like if that was a habitualized state of being for you? If that safety and inner security and connection to self and trust in the process of life and the certainty beyond logic, right? This is what expands our vessel to hold more of what we want as well, while feeling peace and calm and balance and openness to the miracles that are really just waiting to come in, waiting for our vessel to be able to receive them without short circuiting, waiting for our energy field to clear from static so it can come in through clarity. What would be happening if this was just a normal part of you now? If you didn't have to think about it, you didn't have to do anything about it, it's become just so normalized, habitualized into your life. What would you be focusing on in your life? What would you be wanting to create in your life? What would you be wanting to dream up now in your life that this is so normal for you now, that this is just like, yeah, that's me. I feel safe in my body. I trust life. I'm certain in the universe. Tapping the front of the ribs. I would be thinking, tell me what you'd be thinking. And maybe you have to use your imagination here. And that's what we love to do as artists. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'd be thinking, tell me what it is. Tapping the inside of the left wrist. I'd be feeling. What would you be feeling beyond this? Joy, ease, deservability, enoughness, magnetism, free expression of self. I'd be feeling, tapping the side of the thumb by the nail. Oh, yeah. Tapping the pointer finger by the nail. And from these thoughts and emotions, what would you be doing? What would you be creating? How would you be expressing yourself? Would you just be skipping down the street to your favorite coffee shop? Or would you be making up a new song on the grocery store? Or would you be calling up your mom and saying, I'm just so grateful for everything, even every challenge you gave me because it brought me here to this moment? What is it? Tapping the middle finger by the nail. And I deserve to feel this good. I deserve to feel this supported by life. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I deserve to feel safe and secure and stable in my mind, body, and nervous system. Tapping the inside of the pinky finger. And I'm choosing this reality for myself right now. I'm beyond capable of it. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm beyond deserving of it. And I'm choosing to believe it's way easier than I think. This is way easier than I once ever thought. Tapping all over the head. I'm worthy of safety. I'm worthy of security. I'm worthy of support. I'm worthy of peace. I'm worthy of balance. I'm worthy of ease. And I'm creating all this magic for myself right now. Exactly as I am. Take a slow, deep breath in. Let it all out. Amazing. Tapping all over the body, all over the body. I want you to tell me 5 affirmations you are now ready to welcome into your life or create from this new state of being. I am ready to create, or I am worthy of receiving. Give me 5. Speak them out loud. That's a good one. I'm ready to create peace. Yes. I'm ready to create joy and overflow. Oh, yeah. I'm ready to receive abundance. Yes, please. I'm worthy of feeling safe in my body now. Just really dropping into that. Yes. Slow, deep breath in here. Let it out with a sigh. Letting your hands fall open, palmed in your lap, your eyes closed. Feeling into the alignment of your spine, of your central channel, of your mind, body, nervous system, dropping down into the center of Gaia, all the way up to the center of Source. Feeling yourself such a valued, vital, important, necessary, beautiful part of this cosmic dance. Knowing innately that you deserve to have all of your needs met, all of your desires met, and to be supported each moment of every day. And knowing that even amidst challenges or obstacles or hiccups or detours, this energy, this state of being is available to you at any moment. And this is what allows you to catalyze the contractions back into your best comeback story yet, while loving yourself in the process. Feeling into this new rhythm in you and around you, the way your breath moves so differently. So deeply, so luxuriously, opulent breath. Resting, relaxing, receiving, recalibrating. Moving your body as it needs to move right now. Maybe there's certain colors or textures that are showing up in your mind's eye, in your body, in your energy field. Amplifying their goodness, saying thank you. Let's grow with this. Let's make more with this. Let's nurture and saturate and co-create with this. And just like when you tuck yourself into bed at night, you're wrapped up in those covers, so you're always being wrapped up in the love and energy and safety protection of your higher self, of the universe, of all of life, loving you, supporting you, nourishing you, uplifting you. One last deep breath in here, creative rebel. Let it all go. Gorgeous. Giving yourself a big hug. Big, big hug. Congratulating yourself for going on this journey, opening your eyes, seeing things differently, feeling things differently. So many people tell me after taps, they literally see light and color differently, or they see things they haven't seen before because we're on this whole astral, subconscious, somatic journey. I've definitely had clients share that they've definitely gone astral rocketing, Akashic record excavating, just different, even visiting different lifetimes and all of that. So the magic of tapping is here for you. How are you feeling? Sip some water. Be sure to drink lots of water over the next few days. Your body is still going to be processing, detoxing, recalibrating, alchemizing, all of this. Oh, yes. And let's make a note of where we are in the intensity scale right now. If you started at an 8, maybe you're at a 4. Amazing. If you started at a 7, maybe you went up to a 9 and then down to a 5. If you started at a 6, maybe you're down to a 2 or a 1. Amazing. Come back to this tap. Do it as many times as you need to, as your body says you need to. It's yours. It's a gift from my art heart to your art heart. Be sure to share with a friend or family member who needs the support right now. Remember, the more people who are doing this deep inner work, the more we get to come back into our power and presence and play and prosperity and magnetism and joy and peace in our own lives, and then bless that with the collective. We're literally building the ensemble here. And because this is going to be shared on YouTube, any new tappers with us here, any new inner voyagers of the spirit, soul explorers, be sure to subscribe. We're building the ensemble. It would mean so much to me if you shared your feedback, your breakthroughs, your discoveries, your ahas in the comments below. This is how we continue the conversation. This is how we integrate. This is how we embody these practices, these new ways of being in our mind, body, and nervous system. And we're also creating that vibration collectively of healing, of transformation, of alchemization. We are the phoenixes together, and that is such a gift. So I also did, this came up in the tap, which I wanted to share from the beginning, but I guess it's meant to be shared right now. But I used to really, 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 really suffer with debilitating anxiety. I'm going to make another video about this, about all the amazing things this method of EFT helped me heal. But basically, over 10 years of anxiety was healed, transmuted, transformed in 6 months with this method. I mean, I'm talking panic attacks every day, insomnia for over 20 years, severely dysregulated nervous system, feeling so a prisoner to my thoughts, just completely shut down and scared of life. Just so much unprocessed trauma, and complex PTSD. And this method literally saved my life. And I'm so thankful and happy and grateful to share it with you. So be sure to share your takeaways below. Journaling questions will be below. Spend some time with this and come back to this. It's a process. It's a peeling of the onion. And each time we open new layers, we get to new roots. And really, I mean, what so many people tell me is that like it's months of other modalities or therapies distilled into one session. So give your body time to process, rest as you need to, go to bed early if you can. You are so incredible. You can be so proud of yourself. I'm so thankful to have you in this community. And I know that even through intensity and trauma and pain and all that's happening, we still have the power to open up the gifts and from these obstacles and awaken our highest expression yet. It's all inside of us. It might be currently dormant, but it's waiting for the knock on the door. And sometimes that knock is presented as trauma or fear or anxiety. It's like almost at this point in the session, my mouth goes, blah, blah, blah. It's like an hour and a half monologue, kind of. Sometimes. No, it's a beautiful exchange. This is an exchange. It's a beautiful communion. But ultimately, life can really, like, the method and mode of discomfort really is a catalyst for us to choose differently, to activate new resources, to open new gateways of the creative subconscious, to cultivate a new experience for ourselves. And so you can be so proud of yourself for going on this deep, deep, deep dive journey, getting to the root, clearing the field, aligning your mind, body, and nervous system to a whole new chosen timeline that you want to be experiencing, living, receiving, and dancing on. It's an honor to do it with you. So much love, and I'll see you in the next tap. Bye for now.